edition of the MMA Analysis Podcast. I am your host, Lance Fishel. Lackluster card last week, lackluster card this week. Seems to be a trend. This is not breaking news. This is just what we get. And we come off a bad card, and now we got Bobby Green in the main event in 2022. So things are looking up. And apparently, if you beat Bobby Green on a week's notice, you get Bronx in a title fight. So that's interesting. Nishan, how you doing?
I'm on location in buttfuck nowhere. It's been a while, so things are getting a little bit better with COVID because I'm actually traveling for work again. But Oilers are getting shit pumped, which is not a bad thing because I bet against them. Other than that, the usual. At least, the insurrection is a little bit over here, so that's good.
Oh, the dictatorship ended. If I read Twitter, literally the army is marching down the street, literally busting truckers in the head.
That's Ukraine.
No, not, I mean, watch Twitter. Like literally in Canada, like you can't access your money, you literally can't pay your bills, you can't buy food. Like Trudeau is like Mussolini all of a sudden. It's wild up in Canada. The real shit's actually happening in Ukraine, though.
Yeah, we got tanks.
They said
real shit.
They said it's like a couple hours away. Like that's what our reports are. They're about to go in.
Is it so? We've had obviously wars and stuff in our lifetime as a bit adult, but this is like different. Like, is this free or is it pay-per-view? Like, how do you watch this stuff? Because like I just want to tune in.
It's gonna be wild. Mr. Shirtless on horseback is like, fuck y'all. I'm doing what the fuck I want.
Yeah. He's old.
Hey, you could just stay away from investing in any kind of rubles because I heard they're kind of bottoming out now. So,
God,
that's what happens. That's what happens
when you buy them soon. That's for sure.
Brad, I don't even have words for whatever's going on. I mean, like, at what point is it like a luxury to be bald?
He's got prime Beckham going on over there.
Yeah. I've been on vacation this week. So vacation during COVID times in Canada means your wife makes you do a shit ton of work around the house. So I've been renovating a room. So I just had the hair pulled back, and I'm ready to get 30 million euros to go play for Fiorentina or some shit like that, and we'll see how that goes. But man, I'm depressed. I'm depressed. Jinyu Frey and Hannah Goldie is off the card, and I'm not sure I can emotionally recover.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. So COVID's still a thing in Canada?
For a couple more weeks, yeah.
Is it a thing anywhere anymore, really?
I don't know. I thought it was over.
How do we have like one good hairline on this fucking show? We got one.
That's because that's why we have a teenager on the show.
One good hairline out of these dudes.
You know what? We've been doing this show so long that when we started the show, we all had immaculate hairlines.
I did,
and I couldn't grow facial hair.
That's funny. Yeah, I think COVID's dead. Outside of you got to wear a mask on an airline. Hopefully that ends soon. I got a couple flights in the next couple weeks. I don't want to do that. My kids. It's funny. I live in Tennessee. You wouldn't think it's a thing, but my kids still have to wear masks to school. But nowhere else in Tennessee you have to wear masks except for.
You don't have to wear masks here, and you have to wear them. Kids have to wear them in Tennessee. It's a weird
all day.
Place we're in right
now.
I thought you guys had freedom.
No
we
freedom.
Stopped ours.
Wow.
So they just announced, so like all day they have to wear a mask up when they're eating or outside in the playground. But they just announced March 11th is they're finally doing away with the masks in schools. So my kids will be happy.
Yeah, they'll be
free.
Down in Tennessee, they're going to do away with the mask, and then they're taking out every book that mentions a black person in the history of time. So you're just going to have so much freedom down there in Tennessee.
So that the book burning thing that was all over the news. That we talked about where they were burning Harry Potter books. I didn't know where this place was. I just knew it was close to me. So normally I take the highway when I go to the town over to go grocery shopping. I took the back way, drove right by that motherfucker. It is like 4 minutes from my house. I'm not kidding. Like I live in Davidson County, which is like greater Nashville. So like downtown Nashville is also Davidson County. but I go to Wilson County, which is the county over, to go shopping. They have like the nice shopping center and all that. So like the border, it's like 5 minutes from my house. I cross into Wilson. You literally cross over to it and bang, this church is just right there. And I remember this church. I didn't put it together until the news and I saw the name. They're the ones that used to have the sign in front of it that said no mask, no or said mask, no service or something like that. Like you couldn't wear a mask inside of their church. And then everybody's like, okay, now it's all clicking.
It's all coming together.
Someone said Lance Docks. I think everyone knows I live in Nashville. I think that's kind of public information.
You ride the interstates around here and shit, and there's literally signs on the highway saying you will burn in hell, like adultery, burn in hell and shit like that. It's wild, bro. Man,
what a world we live in. Yeah, so
imagine all the less problems if we had no religion. Just all of the less deaths and destruction.
We can't be the anti-religious podcast. I have to save that for my own time.
I think Lance is pretty known to like not believe in anything, but
yes,
I'm there with you. I'm there with you.
I think the Matrix is more realistic, but that's beside the point. So Matrix is super realistic. Like it's way more realistic. But let's go ahead and jump into last week's card and save whatever the hell we were talking about for another day. But we had UFC Fight Night, Walker versus Hill last week. There were some moments of fun. I think I would say this card was as expected. So we'll start off in the bantamweight division. Mario Batista defeated Jay Perrin, unanimous decision. Pretty dominant performance here. Nothing too exciting. Batista's all right.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Maybe.
Didn't watch it.
Maybe.
He
the guy he's fought is not good at all. So who knows?
This is true.
He looked in tremendous shape. Probably best shape I've ever seen.
Yeah, he did have a pace.
He did.
One thing.
I would have liked to put someone. I would have liked a guy like that to be able to put someone away like that. You know?
Yeah, definitely. I think he got close in the third a little bit. So
wasn't horrible. Decent performance. All right, featherweight division. Jonathan Pierce defeated Christian Rodrigues. Pretty good fight. I would say that got pretty dicey at the end in the third round for Pierce. I don't think Pierce is all that good. Rodrigues was up a weight class, short notice, everything else. Like I actually took more. I thought he was better than I thought he looked okay considering, especially short notice and all that, where he was able to take over in the third round. I thought was decently impressive. I've never been a Pierce guy. He just doesn't do it for me. I think it's because he's really ugly. I'm just not a big fan of ugly people. That could be it, but yeah, I wasn't really overly impressed there.
Decent bet on Pierce, and that was sketchy. He almost got armbarred there. It was.
He almost got choked. I mean, he almost got choked dead, like armbarred, choked. Luckily he can scramble and shit. Like he's okay. He's fun on the ground, but yeah, Lance is right. He absolutely sucks, dude. Never lay minus 300 on Pierce again.
I'm pretty sure we said that last week, but he's a grinder. He's gonna the guys that don't have like really dynamic finishing skills. He's going to win decisions or get late stoppages on them, and he's pretty good at that. But even that looked pretty sketchy in this fight.
Yep.
Cardio and grappling.
I don't know if it's this new thing. I don't know if it's this new program. Everything seems worse for me on this non-StreamYard thing, Sean. I'm not feeling it. Is it just me?
That's fine.
No?
It does seem like it's
like lagged.
Yeah,
now you're back on time.
Yeah,
and Wes is working.
But... Yeah,
your face is a big blur that like cut in half by some kind of shape.
Me?
I just got still got the purple camera going on. But...
Yeah, this is low qual. This is perfect for us.
Right on brand, baby. Dude, White, you should have stuck around, man, because we're right on brand.
Look what you're missing. All right.
Can you imagine? Wait, but before we move on, the people that put time and effort into their MMA gambling content being nice, what are you doing?
I can't even see you right now.
Yeah. You know what? I can't see anybody because I just listen to the audio. But you guys should all continue listening. And we got some people in the chat going on too. So, we appreciate that.
All right.
Yep.
Bantamweight division, Chad Ellinger defeated Jesse Strader, knockout third round. Back and forth fight, good comeback from the Canadian. Is he now top 10 pound for pound Canadian already?
Knocking on the door.
You get a knockout, you're pretty much there.
Yeah.
Top 5.
Easily.
Bad luck. Bad luck.
Easily. It's like, who is it? Dawadu and this guy now. Like that's Canadian MMA. That's it. You could probably get 3 freedom fighter truckers that fill out the Canadian MMA top 5 at this point.
Would that surprise anybody if there was people that were at the Freedom Rally that are mixed martial artists?
No, they were all there. Any of them that didn't have a fight scheduled were probably camping out in that shit. I mean, just go. They're probably talking to Bryce Mitchell. You know what I'm saying?
That's how they get their info. That's where
you
they
don't
get their
think
info from.
You don't think Bryce Mitchell ain't in this convoy that's about to leave fucking Texas or wherever and drive to DC? He's absolutely picking up with them through Iowa. Guarantee it. Arkansas or wherever the fuck he's from.
He doesn't realize they're going the opposite way of the fight he's got scheduled next week.
So Daniel in the chat said the stream looks smooth. So maybe it's fine on the output and bad with what we're looking.
Yeah.
Is that possible?
It's possible.
No, maybe it's just you, Lance.
No, we're all seeing it. You're like one giant blob of goo.
I see Brad. I see Brad fine.
I see Brad. You look good now, so I don't know.
Sean's got a fucking Kentucky accent all of a sudden. I don't know what happened there. If his audio fucked up.
Brad looks like one of those like paintings, like Michelangelo, where the face is like full.
It's true. I do look like a painting. I used to do some of that physique modeling back in the day.
Ooh, sexy.
So I guess
the Costanza, you do the little couch pose,
the stretch.
Yeah. So everyone said we've had like 6 people in the chat say it's fine outside of a little bit. Stream is good. I'm pretty sure it's fine. Video is fine. So I don't know.
No, our boy Frank said Sean's audio sounds like a dubbed kung fu movie.
That's what I was going for. So that
his shit. You have a delay. Like you've had a delay the whole time. But you're like you got the best fucking camera. You're running like 4K over there or something.
Me?
Like, it looks. No, Sean's.
Right, let's move on. Put Steve's comment on and let's move on to the next fight because that's fucking gold.
All right. Women's strawweight. I didn't watch this. Gloria DePaula defeated Belbita Cheese. I got nothing to add here.
I hit a live bet on this one. I thought the chick that won was up 2 rounds going into the third, and she got the decision. And I got her at plus money. So I didn't watch it though. But
that's so sharp, Brad. So sharp.
Right?
There you go. Brian's dogging my tech prowess. If you didn't know, I mean, I sell technology for a living.
You can sell things. We know you can sell things, but you can't use things. We know.
Yeah, I mean, literally, if you can sell something you have no idea how to operate, doesn't that make you just
that's the
outstanding
American
salesman
right there?
I mean, I think so. All right. Let's move on now. Featherweight division, Chaz Skelly defeated Mark Stragel. Knockout. That was awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed this. Skelly looked like Skelly. I hope he doesn't retire. I mean, it's not like he's still above average. Like, I don't know. Defrosted boomer. How do you call him a boomer?
Lance
I'm
is
a millennial.
He's like 6 or 7 years younger than I am.
Yeah, I'm a young guy. Don't let the hair fool you. Only 30. I'm 36.
Skelly looked great, man. Like he got down to like minus 190 or something like that.
Yeah.
That was madness. That was absolute madness. He looked
Stregel's
great, man. He looked great.
Yeah, I had him in a parlay that I believe I had a couple parlays. One lost. I think this one lost. But yeah, he looked good. I don't think he'll retire. That didn't seem like a retirement. It was like, I'm retiring. Unless they were like, you want to fight again?
So he's doing what most fighters in the UFC already do. He's like, yeah, I'm going to go get a job. And then I'll fight when I fight.
Yeah.
Yep.
which is all of them.
What is a Groiper Zoomer?
We'll figure it out eventually.
Who knows?
I don't understand. Maybe that makes sense.
That's the
understand.
point. That's the point.
I'm young. New Sean is younger than me.
Zoomers are young. So he was
Zoomers
saying
are young?
Yeah, Zoomers are like the newest generation.
Like my kids?
Maybe. No, I think they're older than your kids. I don't think they have a name for your kids' generation yet.
Children.
Yeah. They don't get up until they come up with an idea.
I mean, my daughter's definitely probably just as good at technology. Like on her iPad, she does shit. No, she's better.
You should get your kids to pick some bets and see if they do better than us. Because, like, we're pretty good, but we think about fights every once in a while. And I think not thinking about fights would help them.
It's possible.
Ben they're better versus Lance's children.
Yeah, my son's been watching fights a little bit here and there with me. He seems to be enjoying it. Yeah, I'm getting ragged in this chat today. I have no hobbies.
Hey, Lance was playing golf last Sunday. Come on.
Yeah,
now.
I almost
with a
got a
millionaire.
hole in one.
Yeah, first of all, I'm rich. That's a hobby. I
pay for things all the time.
I like to go to casinos. I bet on sports. I watch sports. I play golf. Almost made an ace on Sunday. You
read books. You're a book reader.
Yeah, I probably get through about 40 books a year, which is probably too many. I'm just extremely smart as well. So there's just a lot going on there. So yeah, golf is a hobby. We ain't getting golf's a hobby. Great hobby. So.
Drinking is a hobby, and golf is just something you do while you're drinking.
I'm not a big golf. I always play in the morning, so I usually just drink on the back nine. I don't know. Depends where I'm going. I'm golfing. I'm going to Scottsdale in a couple weeks, and I think I have 3 rounds or 2 rounds there, and then I got another one. So yeah, I got a lot of golf coming up. I enjoy golf.
Do they have like an additional package you can buy where like people throw water bottles at you? Is that a thing?
Well, so it's funny. I'm only going to be like 15 minutes in the stadium course, and one of the rounds we're playing with my CEO, and I wanted to tell my boss like, just let's go to the stadium course. Like, you can afford it.
Yeah.
It's fine. Let's do it.
Jesus.
Yeah, massive forearms. Yep. See, the crowd is turning. They're coming back. They're coming back over to me. I think it's okay.
Just wait until you talk some more. They'll turn on you again.
Yeah, Dixon met very kosher. Not kosher over here. I don't follow.
I think you're talking about me.
It could be you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is my job. I talk about how important I am, and then I shit on others. That's basically the job of any leader. It's called a leader.
Have you never heard a Dana White press conference? Like that's literally what he does.
He's throwing low blows at him now. Ooh.
That's
he's throwing low blows on Lance.
Don't mess with Reacher.
Well, the thing is, I know for a fact that Steve enjoyed Reacher. So, I mean,
the show that was great. I usually because I read a million book series and I follow them closely. Reacher's one of them. I've read every Reacher book. There's like 26 of them. That was one of the best adaptations I've seen from a book to like entertainment. Usually, and it works better with TV shows. Books to movies never works. It's impossible. But I thought they did a good job. And Tom Clancy sucks, Steve. Awful. Garbage.
There's no Robert Ludlum, I'll tell you that.
Also not.
Oh, God. Let's talk about these shitty fights.
The new Gray Man book? Whoo. So good. All right. Nonfiction. No. I know everything. All right. Let's move on now to the women's bantamweight division. And we have Stephanie Egger taking on Jessica Rose Clark. Submission armbar. Shocker. We got a WM fight that ends in an armbar. Never heard of that. That's insane. Yep. Who would have thought?
Yeah. I picked 3 wrong fights in Toutmaster, and 2 of them were the women's fights. Motherfucker.
Yeah, I texted you guys at one point, and I was like it was like 8 fights in, and I was like, I'm 6-0 on the men's and 0-2 in the women's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Terrible.
I'm gonna do it again this week too. And I don't know why I don't just automatically pick the dogs in Toutmaster and women's fights.
That's what I was doing last year, and yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I take the opposite approach. I think it's like if I don't know someone, I'm just going to take the favorite, and it's backfiring for the women's fights. I don't know. I knew these people. I just don't give a shit. I don't even.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right. Catch weight fight. Mowgli. David Onama defeated Gabriel Benitez knockout round 1. Man, I think a few of us have Benitez on this card, and he had him. That was bad. He had him hurt bad. Motherfucker was like hitting his eye. He was blinking all over the place, and then he was like, "Oh wait, I don't win fights." And then he got knocked out. And shit happens.
He was doing well, but he was also flinching every time Onama hit him, which is not a good sign.
Not good striking.
Yeah, Onama's pretty good.
He probably looks great when he's sparring because like all his offensive striking is very nice. Defensively, yikes. Big yikes.
Yeah, I felt in a really good spot with Benitez at dog money there for a little bit. And then yeah, I mean he caught him. Benitez ain't great, but you knew what you was gonna get when you bet on him at that price. That's what I wanted.
Yep.
Good on Oyama. I mean, you give me another tough, kind of durable vet like Benitez again at that kind of price, I'm probably going to bet against him again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Benitez isn't durable. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem. We need somebody with a chin.
Sean's right, because every time Onama just even touched him a little bit, it didn't look good. Like it at all.
Yeah. Frank said Benitez is aging like a fine vintage mayonnaise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Tremendous.
Exactly.
That's about it.
Tremendous comment. More of those kind of comments. That was good, and I appreciate that, Frank. All right, so yeah, that was a loser for those.
Or if you make fun of fighters, we'll acknowledge your comment. I think that's kind of
I try to pick up as many of the comments as I can. I do my best. Middleweight division. This was, I think, the other half of the parlay, because I had a really good night, but I lost this parlay because I had doesn't go in Buckley Al Hassan, which was a split decision. I thought the decision was fair. I saw some people whining about this. I thought that was a fair decision. Shocked it went to the card. So whiff.
I thought
I had a decent size.
Crazy. Like,
it was close, man. I bet Buckley, and I was not enjoying the wait for those cards. Like that.
You didn't think he didn't win the first
round?
He won the first two.
He took him down, but he got cracked a few times in that first round.
Yeah, I get
did.
it. But...
Like, and Buckley didn't do that much. That was the problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was fine with the decision. I had a plus 700 Al Hassan ticket after round 1, and I felt all right about that. Would bet that again. But yeah, I think people kind of underrate how tough Al Hassan is because he got slept that one time by Chaos. But other than that, he's been super durable. So
in hindsight,
I just thought he would gas.
I would bet the other side, like knowing what I know now and seeing that fight. Of course, it's hindsight. I would have took the dog money on Hassan and hoped he got a knockout, because he absolutely could have. Like, he was fucking Buckley up in that third round.
Oh yeah.
And Buckley had almost the best game plan he could. He was going for takedowns, which is probably what you want to do, and he still had a close fight. Like,
and he gassed out. I mean, he was like, I don't think I think we all thought Buckley would probably be the fresher one going to the third, but that's
a problem with big muscle bound strikers like that too, though, is when they do try to wrestle and shit and play it safe, they always gas out because they never fucking do it.
Yeah, and we've talked about that. It's not even just that you have good cardio or bad cardio. It's like what you're doing. Like, if you're not used to
how
grappling,
you use it.
I mean, there's wrestling matches are 6 minutes, in high school. Like, there's college 7 minutes, like, and that's like 7 minutes of pure hell. It's just, you're using every muscle. It's different. It's a different kind of cardio. Like running, you could run 10 miles a day and you could wrestle or grapple for 2 minutes, and the 2 minutes is probably harder. That's just how it is. I think Jay still blocks me.
Because are we allowed to say that?
Steve sent me that DM, something about Jay and Wordle the other day in a DM. I literally was cracking up so
That's
hard, man.
Jay posting Wordle scores, though, is probably the least surprising thing I've heard in my entire life.
I think since I started the Wordle because like it's something to do
I like
while you're taking a shit in the morning. I do that, and the New York Times mini crossword, that one's good too. But yeah, I have no need to tell anybody my Wordle score. I'm 30 for 30, by the way, since I started.
People
No
love
big
it.
deal. No big deal.
People love posting their.
Oh boy, sold it and made a grip. Good on him.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, let's move on now to the best fight on the card. I wish I would have went a little bigger on this
Jimmy
bad boy.
fucking
Another one
Miller.
coming up, but Jimmy fucking Miller defeated Nicholas Cotto knockout second round. This is prime Jimmy Miller. I mean, he looked good. What is this guy slowing down? And like, I didn't play inside on this one because it wasn't like a crazy jump or anything. I played money line. I was pretty happy. It was like plus 150. But man, Jimmy Miller, was that consensus or that was Munich?
That was Munich. 837.
Yep.
Yep.
Munich moves to 789 and 2.
Man, he took those weak handshake criticisms from Lance seriously. He's been working on them
most things
fists
are gonna
and
feel
forearms because he's got some
when you're
power.
looking at this. Like, imagine having a strong handshake when you see a forearm like that. Can't blame him.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Brett,
We're getting there, Brett. We're getting there.
Yeah, Brett wants to know why Brad is not just shaving his head at this point. You get to a point in your life, Brad, where it just makes sense. I found that early. I didn't chase any dreams of having hair anymore. It's refreshing. Once a week, you just knock it out, good to go.
Well, see, I've just got such a prominent skull that I'm concerned about it. Like you got the point at the top of your skull. I think mine's a little thicker at the top, so we'll see.
One thing I would suggest, if you were to shave your head, is getting some sort of facial hair, so it's just not like bald. Like I would say, growing a beard's kind of a must for a bald guy.
Actually, I was supposed to have a work meeting today, so I shaved and then it got canceled. So then I haven't shaved for the last 2 days.
Jimmy the Drunk, and I don't know this answer. Has Jim Miller ever defeated a fighter in the top 15? He has to.
I'm going to say absolutely.
Yeah,
I'll go back and
definitely.
find
Well, I
which
mean,
one,
Top 15, yeah. Maybe not top 10, but top 15 for sure.
I mean, he fought in a number one contenders fight, so
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, he fought against Diaz for number one. That was before there was ranking.
So,
I'm pretty sure.
Like Miller, skill wise, he's not one of the best ever or anything, but numbers wise, guy's a fucking legend, man. The guy's an absolute legend.
So I'm looking back. So Gillard was probably ranked when he beat him. I would think way back one in that main event.
Melvin back then was probably definitely top 15 at that point.
Joe Lozon was probably ranked when he beat
No,
him
I don't
in
think
the
so.
Diaz fight.
I think he's got a point. That might be his only ranked win, honestly. Whatever, he's awesome.
Yeah, you still don't stick around for that long and win, not just fight in, but win that many fights against UFC competition. Yeah. And that meant a lot more when Jim Miller started fighting. Like the term UFC level fighter meant something a decade ago than it does now.
Yeah, everyone wants to fight. Literally everyone. Plus, the adversity that guy's come through.
Yeah.
I shook his hand in Walgreens.
Lyme disease and no handshake? I mean.
I broke this man in half in aisle 6 at a Walgreens in downtown Nashville.
Clean up on aisle 6. Lance just shook Jim Miller's hand.
I was kind of shocked, joking around about the handshake, though that was a true story. He was smaller than me. I don't know how he has fought 155 his whole career. It doesn't make sense. I'm 5'7".
I met Holtzman when we was in Nashville a couple times ago or something, and I was getting a beer and met Holtzman and that dude Danny Rubes, the MMA manager. And dude, you're talking. This guy was an NHL enforcer. I mean, I would hire him to run my derby horse. Like he was fucking tiny, bro.
Yeah. Well,
guys look swole on TV, man. Even the little dudes.
Yeah, I was on a flight with Luke Sanders. He looked big. Like he'd fuck me up. Like I didn't want to like bump into him in the aisle. But then he'd probably do something stupid, and I'd probably catch him with a choke. But
All right, so
he'd slip, fall, hit his head
I'm-
on the aisle, and I'd choke him out.
I did some investigative research here, and even after they at UFC 155, Joe Lozon was ranked in the top 15 in the world, not just the UFC, after Jim Miller beat him.
The world.
Yeah, well, it's before they had UFC rankings. So there's like that was when Chandler and Alvarez would have been ranked back then in Bellator and that sort of stuff. So Aoki over in Japan.
Brandy Brown said Wes looks like Marilyn Manson with his haircut.
Last time,
I
the
thought it
only
was the
other
guy
time,
from The Fifth Element.
the only other time I haven't wore a hat on this damn show, Steve said I look like a young Hitler, and it fucking just tore me up, bro. I was like, fuck,
All right,
dog.
you guys can make fun of Lance and I, but Wes and Sean, they're quiet souls. They're soft spirits. You can't make fun of them. They can't take it like us. We're Jews. We're used to it.
Yeah, this is kind of our style. All right, but anyway, Jim Miller, big win for everyone on the podcast there. Next up, heavyweight division, Parker Porter defeated Alan Baudou by unanimous decision. This fight sucked ass. I was sweating at the decision on this one. I had this in a parlay that won, but we'll take it. We'll take dubs.
Yeah. Brad needs to talk about his boy.
Nothing to say.
My boy, he let me down in this one. He got the win, but he let me down in this spot.
Sketchy.
Yeah. Normally when you're in the pool, the extra fat helps you float. But in this case, he just almost sunk to the bottom right away. And luckily, he recovered later on in the fight and stole those last couple of rounds. But that was extremely sketchy. Not fun.
Titties were looking nice, though.
Oh, yeah. He's still top 5 t-shirt in the pool. But
He looked good. There's some nice titties. All right, let's move on now. Catchweight. Kyle Dawkins defeated Jamie Pickett. Submission, round 1. Darce. I love this bet. This is one of my favorite bets in the card. Dawkins, they were hanging plus 185 inside the distance on Dawkins. This definitely helped out a bit there, and that was awesome. He said reason he tapped at the very end that he was about to bite his tongue off, which that was Jim Miller that happened to, right? Versus Diaz.
Yep.
Yeah, that was probably Nick. That's probably Nate's last win.
that was probably Nate's only top 15 win.
Yeah. But yeah, Dawkins first scrubs, like, give me that inside the distance. Like, and they were all surprised. Like, people were surprised that Dawkins was able to out wrestle Pickett. Like, give me a fucking break. Like, Pickett sucks. So yeah, thank you, plus 185. And yeah, Dawkins wins versus bums.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. All right. And then we'll move to the main event as we had Jamal Hill defeating Johnny Walker. Hilarious knockout. 3 minutes now.
Jesus.
You guys hear echo?
Yeah, Sean's over like.
Sean was doing something.
What are you doing? Do you have like one of those?
I hear like techno music and shit. Oh man.
Wes got a weave. I'm so over this pandemic. Solid, James Young. This is great. Hilarious knockout. I would Jamal Hill on the feet, I think, is going to beat most guys in this division. I think he's kind of proven at this point. He is a dangerous striker. Bear Juice snapped his arm in like 36 places, so he's obviously much better than Jamal Hill or anyone else. But yeah, Jamal Hill looked great. Johnny Walker is just hilariously bad. Now there's nothing like, I don't know where this guy goes from here. Like, you got to give him the worst guy in the roster next fight. That's the only thing I can
Away
think
from
of.
Kavanaugh, hopefully. Because at least the dude was exciting and had a chance to knock somebody out before he went to Kavanaugh.
He tried a bit more in this fight.
Yeah,
He
he
did.
did.
He wasn't as good.
Jamal Hill's just pretty good with some dynamite in his hands. Like, this was a horrible matchup for fucking Johnny Walker.
Yeah.
And that KO was just spectacular, man. Who they was putting the Nestea plunge on fucking with him on photoshopping that shit, and I was dying, dude. That was just great.
That's still I think Josh Gross tweeted it, and it's something they used to say on some of his podcasts, but that's my favorite way to describe a knockout. Absolutely.
That was good. That was a good knockout. And I think, I don't know what's next for Hill, but I assume someone in the top 5 or so. So yeah, he's pretty good. He should avoid Bearju at all costs, though. So happened last time.
I mean, they're giving Bearju just absolute bums at plus money. Like, just
I know that Krylov line, Bearju plus 125 versus a guy who loves to get subbed.
it
who's
swung
gonna
like
wrestle?
75 cents. Like, Bearju was like a minus 150 favorite opener. Like, what? What are people doing?
That's gonna be good.
Have they
Fucking
not
Bearju.
seen the Bearju fight?
He's great.
And
He's my
Krylov's
man.
a wrestler now.
Yeah.
Like, couldn't be any more perfect. Oh my god.
It's gonna be
Huge
great.
Nick.
All right,
That's-
let's move on to next week, which not any better. I don't
Can
even
we
know.
move
who
on to
people
next
are.
week? We'll be
Yeah.
in Vegas watching Kobe Jorge next week. Can we move to that?
We're getting close.
And Bryce Mitchell.
Oh,
Boo. Daniel, we know Bearju can't strike. He doesn't need to.
Jamal Hill can strike. We just saw it. What did Bearju do? He ripped his
Yeah,
fucking arm
didn't
off.
matter. Jimmy the Drunk said, "What do you line Hill versus Bearju rematch?" They're like minus 850 inside, give or take.
Hill would definitely be favored again.
I know it would be so good.
Even get taken out and he would die. It would be great. All right, let's now move on to the next card. We'll start in the flyweight division as we had Victor Almirano versus Carlos Hernandez. Nushan?
I got nothing here. I don't
Literally?
remember much of these guys from the Contender Series. I'll take the
Nothing?
dog.
Who's the dog?
Best fight odds says it's Altamirano.
I don't know who that is. Wes?
Yeah, I mean, the last couple of weeks, even in this fight here, like we're now getting Contender Series guys that have won like split decisions that are now getting into the UFC. It's no longer they got a good knockout and shit. Like, remember last season? I think the season before too, Dana's just giving everybody that wins a contract, like all of them. These are some of those guys now. We're starting to get these level fighters. I think Altamirano, however the fuck you pronounce his name, I think he's got a couple better wins, fought a little better competition down at LFA and stuff. So I'll probably pick him to win, but man, I got nothing on this fight. I have no idea.
Brett, this card sucks, but I think you liked something here, didn't you?
I like the Nissan Altima here. I
Yes.
think that he's actually fought some good guys, as Wes said, and his struggle is usually guys that can out wrestle him and lay on top of him for a bunch of the round. And even then, that happened in his Contender Series fight. He stays busy. He goes for subs. He works and actually hits ground pound from his back, tries to get up at some point, but usually waits a little too long. In this fight, though, Hernandez also can't wrestle. So I think it's just going to come down to pace, and Altamirano is going to be better on the feet. I think he's more dangerous on the ground, so I just kind of think he's better everywhere in this fight. His only loss, I think, is to Jared Brooks, who is only not in the UFC because he's an absolute fucking moron, but he's good at fighting. So I like Altamirano here. I got a little bet on him.
Oh, Misha Tate won. Big brother, thanks for keeping up with the pop culture, Steve.
Appreciate it.
I'll watch it.
I haven't watched that. Was she on
So
Celebrity Big Brother?
Another celebrity one,
Yeah.
yeah. Yep.
Well, she won. Was
she naked?
You just got to Google it. Google it. It'll be there. I got absolutely.
Wonder where Brian Caraway's at these days.
I think he's in jail. I assume.
Drowning himself.
Yeah.
In the bottom of a drink.
Trucker convoy.
I got apps here. I'll take. All right. Let's move on now to welterweight division. Rahim Brahimaj versus Michael Gillmore. Nishan.
This is mostly a fade on Gillmore. He was not good. Not great on the Ultimate Fighter. Not great on his first UFC fight. Brahimaj gets a shit ton of finishes. I think he dominates this one any way he wants. I took him inside at -110.
Wes?
Yeah, I'm still one of the idiots that watches Tough, and they brought Gillmore on late, and man, he just got absolutely beat up and subbed by one of the worst dudes on the show, and then Petrosyan just fucking does the same exact thing. I think that happens here. I think though Brahimaj is gonna get Gillmore down, and he's probably gonna get a sub here. I'm just gonna take inside the distance. It's a little bit of juice now, but parlay, probably the best parlay piece on the card, even though it's getting a little high now. But yeah, this is gonna be it's gonna be a beat down.
Brad?
Apparently Gillmore has beaten one person in his career that had a winning record, and that guy was 3-2 at the time. So
Pretty good.
Brahimaj has lost a lot of fights, but at least he's lost to capable guys, and he can grapple. I think that he gets a takedown here and probably finds a sub because that's what he tends to do. So yeah, Brahimaj, I took him inside the distance because he only wins by sub, and that's that.
Yeah, I like Brahimaj here too. He's okay. I don't think he's great by any means, but Michael Gillmore is really, really bad. And if you can hear my daughter, she's screaming about her bedtime in the background. If you hear that, she does not want to go to bed.
You guys are worse than Justin Trudeau.
Me?
Yeah, making her go to bed. Dictators.
Yeah. Gilmore's terrible. He's absolutely terrible. Petrosyan's my dude, but like that was just an embarrassing performance. He's not good at all. Versus a guy who mostly gets finishes, really good on the ground, and we saw Gillmore really had nothing. Sean's gone again. Gillmore really had absolutely nothing on the ground. So I like same thing inside the distance. So that will be the consensus bet of the week. Brahimaj inside the distance. I think right now you can find it's like -120, I believe, right now. But that'll be the consensus bet of the week. And then I did like Steve's comment. Misha's bathroom mirror looks like she brushed her teeth with the food mixer. Oh, man. All right. Let's move on now to – that fight got canceled. Lightweight division. Terrence McKinney taking on Verhas Ziam. Who cares? All right. Nisha.
Did you skip one?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I might have.
Yeah.
Which one did I skip?
The bantamweights.
Perez versus Martinez.
Nope, not on my list.
Not on your list at all?
Nope. Not on here.
You
It's
might
on
wanna look it up.
Wikipedia.
No, it's not. Yes, it is.
I'm going to get a beer while you guys figure this out.
So, in my defense, it was a very long day. I think I was on the phone for like 11 hours today. I'm pretty tired. So, rewind. Fine. Bantamweight division, Alejandro Perez, Jonathan Martinez. All right, new Sean.
So we talked about this fight a little bit before the podcast. A couple people in this podcast are a bit down on Martinez. Turns out that this fight is going to be at featherweight instead of bantamweight. And I'm pretty sure it was Perez's side.
I thought it'd be
It's
Martinez.
asking to go
Fine.
up.
He's a fat fuck.
Yeah, Martinez is the guy that has problems with the
Yeah.
weight cuts.
And then Perez is asking to go up 2 weight classes.
Martinez
what?
is going to be like way bigger than
Or no,
this guy.
sorry, just 1. Bantam.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Martinez
But
is going to
still.
be the way bigger guy here. Perez might just be a fat slob at this point. Martinez is going to be fucking.
He'll just be big.
Yep.
All right, new Sean. What do you got?
just not a good look for Perez to be asking to go up in weight. I'm sure Martinez is fine with that. He doesn't have to cut, 7 pounds and come 2.5 pounds over. Martinez is decent. I'll pick him. I don't want to bet him. His durability is questionable, but I don't think Perez is good enough to take advantage.
MMA KO said Jon Jones looking sharp in his newly released training footage with the LVPD.
Oh man, like if they
Got to test that forehead strength.
If they brought back headbutts in MMA, John would just be
saying,
destroying dudes.
Unstoppable.
You give Jon Jones the rules that Mark Coleman had, and oh boy, nobody's
Ball
beating
game.
him.
Ball game. All right, Wes, who you got in this one?
Yeah, I don't want to say I'm like down on Martinez. I just think he's okay. Like he's not really ever, shown me that he's some kind of spectacular guy. I mean, getting laid the fuck out by Davy Grant is never ever gonna be a good look. I don't care how good you get. I just think Perez he's kind of like somebody like, I'm not comparing him to Jim Miller or anything, but that's the kind of performance you're going to get against a dude when you put Perez against him. He's going to be gritty and tough. He's going to come forward. We've seen Martinez kind of struggle a little bit when he gets put in bad positions like that. And we know Perez is going to put him there. Now, the weight shit, I didn't know about Perez as like, that sounds to me like Perez is out of shape, because I don't remember him ever having like really tough cuts, and Martinez does. Like this is gonna help Martinez if this is the case, because Martinez is a bigger dude at the weight class and always has bad weight cuts. Man, the number to me just seems off, man. If Perez at 2-1 or over, I'll probably still have to take a little shot, even though now I'm kind of iffy, man, with the whole weight shit. That does seem kind of off to me, and I usually don't put much stock in that kind of shit, but seems like kind of a big deal in the spot. But Perez is going to be the pick and towel masters, a 2-1 dog, and probably a small bet.
Brad, what you got here?
I like Perez here. I missed the weight cutting stuff, so I'll have to figure out what that's all about. Even still, I think that Perez, aside from the time that he got slept by Song Yadong, he's always been in there with pretty good fighters, and he's always been in competitive fights. Martinez has been in there with a couple of guys that they brought over from China. He beat up an old-ass Frankie Saenz, and I'm not sure Thomas Almeida actually threw a strike when those guys fought. Like that, he was so gun shy at that point, and he has no chin. And Martinez couldn't get him out of there. So I don't think Martinez has this like great power to do what Yadong did to Perez. And I think that just means that Perez is probably going to come forward. He's going to chuck some haze. He's a pretty strong guy once he gets in the clinch. I think he can kind of muscle Martinez around, and I'll take Perez to take a decision in this one.
Yeah, Perez sucks. He's really good or really bad. In the last 4 years, his only win is against like a 78-year-old Johnny Eduardo. He might hang in there and not die sometimes, but the guy has just zero skills. And I think Martinez isn't great by any means, but Martinez does have some skill, and he has shown some flashes of being good. And I think Davy Grant has turned out better than I think a lot of us have thought, the last few years. Like, yeah, it's not a good look getting absolutely murdered by him, but Davy Grant's been competitive. He's looked good. Like, I don't know.
One punch power Davy Grant now, huh?
Oh,
Davy
that
Grant
was
hasn't
not good, but he's better than I think
our
people give him
expectations.
credit.
We bet on him a bunch of times.
I betted him against Martinez.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought I think in the Yanez fight, like he looked okay in that fight, and like he's not a complete bum. And I just think Perez has no skills, and Martinez has decent skills. I think if they both fight their best, Martinez wins. And that's not saying I'm to lay the juice on Martinez here. So it is probably going to be a pass, but I will take Martinez to win the fight. All right, now let's go to the lightweight division as we have Terrence McKinney taking on Verhas Ziam. New Sean.
I was kind of surprised a bit by the line. I've never really thought that Ziam was that good. He gets taken down by everybody. I think McKinney can take him down. McKinney has big power. Ziam, he didn't gas, but he slowed down a lot and got kind of dominated by Vendramini last time out in the third round. I just like McKinney here. I know he's not that proven, so I think it's just worth a small shot. So I took him 1 unit plus 112.
Wes, I heard a rumor this guy's French. Is this true?
Ooh, that's not good.
No,
That
no,
is
it's not.
good.
I
It's like-
thought he was Algerian because Terrence McKinney was talking all sorts of shit about Algeria. So
Nothing to do with this fight. He was probably just making an observation.
Yeah, that third round against the lesser Mario brother was just not good, man. You're gonna get 15 out of McKinney, man, and Sean's right. On the mat, this is a big difference in my opinion. I think McKinney can absolutely get takedowns on this dude. On the feet, probably it's close to me, but I would say Zahim's definitely gonna be a little bit better striker. But I think McKinney can get takedowns here too, and at a dog price. Just a small shot for me, but yeah, I like McKinney.
Brad, who's gonna comment on Wes's McKinney? McKinney's down for 3 rounds. Do you want to take it or do you want me?
I made a face when he said that. I was very confused.
Well,
He's been in 2 fights that have gone past the first
right,
round, and he's 1-1 in those fights.
Yeah.
Well, I've never seen him kind of gas like, oh boy, gas.
Yeah, in the
his
first
last fight.
9 of his
I'll
last
put it that way.
9 of his last 10
Yeah,
fights have ended in the first round. He's down
I'll
for
say
3.
I'll say that you're
You're
gonna.
right.
I know he's down for 3 minutes.
Maybe he meant 3
I'm going to
minutes.
say Wes misspoke. He said 3 rounds. He meant 3 minutes. And I think that McKinney doesn't get Fares Ziam out of there. And after those 3 minutes, he looks like dog shit. Because against Sean Woodson, remember, the guy who calls himself the sniper and has 0 power at all. That dude melted him in round 2 because McKinney was useless. Ziam's boring. Lance is yawning right now because Ziam's so boring. But I think that he's going to take rounds 2 and 3 by being boring in this fight and win a decision. So I like Ziam here in this one. And McKinney he's dumb. Did you like? I mean, he's talking about bombing other people's countries, and somehow that makes him better than the guy that he's fighting.
We're at war, Brad.
Because his country wastes all their money on military.
Well, World War III's coming, so you're gonna be mad about that lack of investment up in Canada. Texas is gonna cover us. We're good. I like
decision.
I like McKinney here a good bit. I think I don't think there's one that is way better than the other, but McKinney's the guy that has the finishing power. He's the guy that can finish in the feet. He's the one that can, he has some good submissions in the ground, and he just knows how to get guys out of there. And there's something to that. When you have a evenly matched fight, if one guy can finish the fight and the other's not, then I like McKinney there. I haven't bet fights yet. I'm gonna take McKinney in some way. Either inside the distance, maybe inside the distance, look at the round 1 props, kind of see where those are. I haven't really taken a deep look yet, but I like McKinney here. I think he's the better fighter, and Ziam's French. He's French. Like, if you just bet against French guys, you got to be picking like 95% of the fights right. Right?
Not in the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
Are you claiming Ngannou?
And gone.
You cannot claim either of them. I veto it.
Gotcha.
Ngannou is not French. Come on.
Yeah, he's from Cameroon.
You can't claim that. All right. So yeah, I like McKinney a good bit there. All right. Do we just skip this next one? Nunes versus Pascual. I don't know who these people are, and I have no interest in finding out.
One
You guys got anything?
like the short notice one, which I think is Pascual or Pascual or I don't know. She looks like she works in the child care center of your local gym.
These ladies have fought 17 times combined and only went to decision 3 times.
Oh,
So you know what's gonna happen.
Sean's got something here. They're going to decision.
Over 2.5 is plus 135. That is calling my name. But this is a horrible fight, so I'm probably not going to touch it.
I think Lance is cutting out there a little bit.
Just go.
Yeah, I got nothing. You can go on by me. I got nothing in this fight.
You can't hear me?
This is one of those ones where I'm going to take the favorite in Tapmaster because it seems like she can throw a punch, and the other one loses to bad fighters.
I never looked at this fight, and I don't plan on it. Can we move on?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Please.
All right. Lightweight division: Zhu Rong versus Ignacio Bahamondes. New Sean.
Bahamondes has got that tall guy defense. Is Rong the guy that's going to capitalize on that? I don't know. I don't think so. I think Rong can take him down and grapple him and get him tired, and then maybe he'll be able to capitalize if it gets back on the feet. I found a decent number on Rong, plus 223 for a unit. He's not good, but I gotta fade Bahamondes at that number.
Yeah, I mean, I want to as well, but I don't know if this is the right guy. I think it's the wrong guy. Yeah, I don't think Bahamondes is very good. He's got a couple flashy KOs against some bums. I mean, Roosevelt Roberts is a bum. I mean, come on, let's get for real. This probably isn't the guy, and I don't want to waste money on a bad fighter trying to fade a dude who is a absolute fade plant, and he's in the ground blooming. So I'll get Bahamondes, but this isn't going to be the guy in my opinion. So yeah, no play for me. I'll probably pick Rong in Toutmaster though. It's a good number.
Brad.
I don't think this is a case where you're so wrong that you right.
Yep.
This guy is bad. He's very, very bad. What's the Kazoo? The Mexican Kazoo beat him just by wrestling a little bit. He's not a good striker either. I think that this is actually a really, really nice fight for the Baja men here. He's much longer. He's a much more technical striker. Rong occasionally throws some punches, but I don't know, like beating up a dude who was only in the UFC because he got a comeback win in PFL a couple weeks earlier means absolutely nothing to me. I think that Bahamondes probably rolls in this fight. I don't think it's all that competitive.
Yeah, I'm more on Brad's side here. Rong is just terrible, and I understand, Sean. Like, I don't think Bahamondes is very good either. I think he's one-dimensional. I don't think he's very good. I know some people think he's a better prospect. I just don't think he's very good at all. But in this fight, I think he's just going to be too good. Is to show you how bad Rong is, and I think Chinese fighters, it's hard to trust them in general, and this is a lower tier one. So I like Bahamondes here. I'm not sure if I'll bet him or throw him in a parlay or anything, but I definitely think he's the more likely winner. If I can find a partner with him, I might have a parlay on that one. All right, middleweight division. Armin Petrosyan versus Hobocop Gregory Rodrigues. New Sean.
We escaped last time after betting Hobocop as a consensus.
Never in doubt.
There's no escaping with Hobocop.
Never in doubt. It's like you haven't even seen the
definitely
movies.
a never in doubt.
I know you're young, but you have to have seen the Hobocop movies. I mean, he always gets beaten up early, only to come back and survive. I mean, it's based on Glover Teixeira's life.
This is an easy win.
Do not put Hobocop and Glover in the same sentence. I don't think Hobocop's going to get let. I don't think he's going to get out of there safely in this one. I don't think Petrosyan's that good, but Hobocop is very, very hittable. And that chin is a little bit sketchy. And I think Petrosyan has the power to hit it. I'm just not a believer in Hobocop anymore. I took my money and ran last time. Not this time. I got a unit on Petrosyan plus 151.
Wes?
Man, I'm a tiny little bit worried about the Hobocop in this one too. I don't think I'm as far enough to fade him like Sean, but I think this could get dicey again, man. Petrosyan he hits, man. We've seen that chin on the Hobocop. It's a little bit shaky, man. I do think these dudes are gonna throw. Somebody's gonna get knocked out in this one, so I think probably. Or they're going to get finished. I think either which way you play it, inside the distance on either guy's plus money at this point. So it's probably the way to go. Man, I don't know. This is tough. I'm still going back and forth, honestly, on this fight. I'll probably stick with Hobocop at this point. If I do bet it, it'll be on him inside the distance. I think he could catch him too. He's got huge power, man. Just one of these guys are going down. I'll go with Hobocop inside the distance.
Brad, tell him how easy this is going to be.
This is as easy as Hobocop wants to make it. And I'm convinced you guys haven't seen the movies because he's got like armor all around here. He's got armor all around the body. You can't hurt him anywhere, but the chin's the only thing that's exposed. It's kind of like Achilles with the heel, but it's the Hobocop chin. But that just makes it fun. I mean, even if you hit the chin, you guys said you're all worried about this. Did you not see his last fight? He got hit on the chin plenty of times, and he was absolutely fine. No sweat at all.
This guy hits a lot harder than fucking Park, man. That's what I'm worried about.
And he's not going to shoot a takedown after he rocks.
Yeah,
does he?
Did Park? Yeah, he hits harder than Park.
The real problem for the Armenian Russian fraud here is that he cannot wrestle. He cannot grapple at all. And I mean, Hobocop is probably going to crack on the feet once or twice. Sean said not to put their names in the same sentence, but he's the poor man's Glover.
BMR said the insulin gets slept.
We've brought it up on this show more than anyone.
Yeah.
But the insulin kid, I actually have some inside sources that say that he got a shot before the fight, and it wasn't an insulin shot that he got right before that fight. So that one doesn't count. He survived against the Iron Turtle.
Well, what was this grappling event though, where he's grappling to a draw with Joe Selecki?
Joe Selecki's a very skilled grappler. I don't know.
He outweighs him by 50 pounds. Like
maybe he just wanted to carry him for the crowd. Maybe it was a pro wrestling event.
Oh, he was carrying him. It's jiu-jitsu.
But also, I don't think it matters if he went to a decision with Joe Selecki in a grappling match. If he gets on the ground with Armin Petrosyan.
He's throwing
When I hear the name Petrosyan, I don't think of grappling. That's all I'll say.
It's fair.
Hobocop is going to finish him either on the feet, because Petrosyan got knocked out like a minute into a fight against some bum in his MMA career, or if he gets to the ground, it's even worse for him. So I'm Hobocop, and I hope this price keeps coming down, because I'll just bet it's trade at that point.
I like Steve's comment. It's going to be embarrassing when folks ask you where you were when World War III broke out.
and you motherfuckers were in here
in
with
the
us.
chat.
Oh God, man, what a world! I like Hobocop here, and no one touched on this. Like, he's facing a guy that's strictly striking. He's just gonna take him down and submit. It's easy. It's a
I
wrap.
hope so. I hope
He's
so.
gonna grab the kickboxer. He's gonna drag him to the ground, and he's gonna choke him dead. Hobocop has great submissions and good ground and pound. I don't see this as very competitive. Hobocop is plus money last time I looked. Inside the distance, it was like plus 100. I think that's a must bet here. I don't see him winning a decision where he would survive that long, and I don't see him getting on top and grinding out a decision. I think he gets a finish when he gets the fight to the ground. So, yeah, I love Hobocop inside the distance here.
I talked way too much, and I didn't get to this point, but Hobocop by sub at some of the legals is up over 450.
That seems weird.
Stupid.
Why is it that high? That's his most likely way to win.
Yes. So, like, if you have access to that, bet it. I'm going to take some 350 at some of the places that I can get, but there's a 450, a 460 out there. It's silly.
FanDuel has 460.
Yeah, do that.
Well, I guess I might have to break it up. Maybe I'll break it up and do half on inside, half on sub, and root for the sub. I don't know. We'll figure it out. All right, let's move on now to the lightweight division. Armin Tsarukyan versus Joel Alvarez. New Sean.
This might be the best fight on the card. Sadly
enough, the best fight on the card.
It is by far the best fight on the card.
I've won some money on Joel Alvarez. I think he's gonna get grapple fucked here, and like I know he's got a bunch of subs, and some people think he's dangerous from the bottom. I just don't think Tsarukyan's gonna give him anything. He might try to throw some shit up, but Tsarukyan is pretty good on top. And he's okay on the feet. And when he gets in trouble, he'll be able to take him down. Joel Alvarez has a 0% takedown defense. Everyone takes him down who wants to. That's fine. If you want to play on the ground on your back, that's fine. Tsarukyan's gonna win the decision. So I like Tsarukyan. Top control, ground and pound. I don't think he gets a finish. I've got him in a 2-unit parlay.
Boring Russians. Wes?
Yep,
that is it. I don't have a lot to add. Same as Sean here. I think this is just going to be a lot of Tsarukyan on top, and just you're going to have to stay out of subs. Joe Alvarez will probably throw up a lot of shit, a lot of stuff that I'll be close, but he won't get, because Tsarukyan is really good on top. He's got great sub defense. Probably be a boring Tsarukyan decision, and I got him in a parlay as well. I think he wins.
Brad?
I'm fully willing to admit that Tsarukyan looks like a good fighter, but this dude is boring as sin. It's awful. And based on that alone, there were some lines earlier in the week that I took on Alvarez. One of them plus 269. Nice. I'll take that, because he's going to march forward. He's going to be the more dangerous one on the feet. And then Tsarukyan's going to take him down, and he's going to be the most dangerous one on the ground as well. So there is a very real possibility that he just gets laid on for 15 minutes. I could certainly see that happening, but I think he's going to have a shot for the entire fight. Whether it's on the feet or whether he's on his back, he's going to be working for stuff. I think at the end of the day, it's probably going to be Tsarukyan by decision, just because, there's been rounds and minutes and where Alvarez has been controlled by pretty bad fighters. And I think Tsarukyan's better than that, but I had to take the shot at plus basically 270 on Alvarez based on the danger that he presents for all 15 minutes.
Yeah, I guess I like Alvarez in this fight. Very active guard, good off his back, submissions from everywhere. Striking seems to be improving. Power seems to be improving. This guy just seems like he's got a lot of good pieces to be very good, and he's a finisher. He seems to find a way to win fights and get finishes here. Tsarukyan finds a way to put everyone to sleep. He has no chance of finishing anyone with a pulse. I don't think he's that good. I don't get the hype behind this kid. It's like if you're Russian and you're boring, everyone's like, oh my God, Khabib. Like there's a lot of boring Russians out there. It doesn't mean they're all fucking second coming. Alvarez is good. I like him in this fight. I think he can get a finish here. I think he can get a submission. So yeah, I'll be betting Joel Alvarez here. Can we skip this one? I'm a little tired.
Why is this happening?
They all want to fight, Sean.
Gouge fish hook combo, and they
Why is it in the main card?
Third from the top on a fight night card.
I guess a break.
And she's fighting a girl that's 1-3 in her last 4. Like, are they trying to get the fish hook queen a win?
Why is this in the main card? Like, why not put like the McKinney fight or sucks so bad? Like, any of these. I mean, this is the worst fight in the card. I have no pick. Do you guys have a pick?
Dog and Outmaster.
Cool. All right. Let's move on. Co-main event. Misha Cirkunov, Wellington Turman. I mean, this fight's the placement of some of these fights in the card is I mean, you got Cirkunov. I don't even know when the last time he's won versus a guy who edged out Sam Alvey in his last fight. I mean, what a fight. News, John?
It's a co-main event, baby.
Looking good.
Fucking excited for Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah, Cirkunov at 185. We all didn't understand how he was going to make that weight class. Seemed like he made it somewhat easily. I think this is going to be a close fight. Both these guys are good on the ground. Is it going to become a shitty kickboxing fight between a couple grapplers? It's possible. I hope not for Cirkunov's sake because he's probably going to get that chin checked. Right now, I just have a half a unit on Cirkunov by decision at plus 445. It's pretty dumb. But I think Turman's good enough on the ground to not get subbed. And Cirkunov went 3 rounds last time. And I think he'll be able to get top control and hopefully not gas out too much. So I'm on Cirkunov.
Wes?
Yeah, this is going to be, I think, his second fight at 185 too. So the weight cut, it seemed like it went really, really well last time. Now this is all about can Cirkunov get takedowns here? Because if he's going to be on the feet, even with fucking the Turman, you know, it's still sketchy. Like even though this dude's a bum, like come on, man. I think Cirkunov can get like. You want to talk about skill level? Like Cirkunov is very, very skilled. He's just got a glaring weakness, man. And when he was fighting at 205, you can't fuck around with those guys. They will knock you out, man. I don't think he's got to worry about that here. I think he can get takedowns. Man, Turman's been fucking finished on the ground to strikes and shit a bunch of times, man. I wouldn't be shocked if Cirkunov landed some ground and pound on her and got him out of there. That wouldn't shock me at all. So I'm just going to take some Cirkunov money line. I think there's a possibility at a finish though. Like he could get a sub, get some ground and pound. Turman's gotten out of there a lot, man. So we'll just take some money line though. I just think Cirkunov's the way better guy. He's just got a glaring weakness that he can overcome here with takedowns.
Brad?
Yeah, Turman is very bad. And he's never been submitted because like he's a decent grappler, but he's not a good wrestler. He's not a good striker. He doesn't have a good chin. I just don't see where the advantage is for Turman in this fight. Cirkunov can out-grapple him. I honestly think Cirkunov can outstrike him in this fight. if you went back before his Jotko fight and you put Cirkunov at even money against Wellington Turman in a fight, everyone would have been on Cirkunov. And honestly, he didn't do terrible in that Jotko fight. He looked all right. It looked like his cardio was better. Jotko is a very difficult guy to out-grapple, and Cirkunov couldn't out-grapple him. That's just how that fight went. Turman nobody's tried to out-grapple him because he's so bad on the feet that no one's even gone for a takedown against him. So I think that Cirkunov can win there. I think that Cirkunov can probably get takedowns because he's going to be way bigger and way stronger than this guy. And as Wes said, when he gets on the ground, he's got some pretty big ground and pound that he lands on guys. And Turman doesn't have a good chin either. So I like Cirkunov pretty big, almost no matter where this fight happens. I don't really care about the chin in this one. I'm just going to take the he's not Canadian, he's Latvian for this fight. I'm going to take the Latvian, and he's going to come through for me.
Yeah, I like Cirkunov here as well, like most. I'm not overly crazy confident. I would say like Brad is. I think he's definitely the more likely winner. I mean, there's a lot of worry when you bet a guy like Cirkunov, and he looked okay. I think in his last fight he did get us out pretty bad, but he was also facing kind of a grinder he couldn't take down. Not the best matchup stylistically, but I think this one is a better matchup for him where he can outstrike him on the feet if he wants. He can take him down if he wants. He can kind of dictate where the fight goes. And I think Cirkunov's the better all-around fighter, kind of like you guys talked about, better everywhere. So I like Cirkunov, and this is Munich. 789-2 career record for Munich. So we're looking to add to that number. Let's now move on to the main event, which is a catchweight fight between an unranked guy and a boring Russian. Nushan.
Lance's favorite fighter.
A guy who has one knockout in the last decade who's unranked versus a guy who makes me fall asleep every time. Banger.
Hey, you should like Bobby Green. He said that exact same thing about mac and cheese.
Well, he's right, but that doesn't mean Bobby Green can do anything.
Yeah, this is a very bad matchup for Bobby Green. His last 3 fights, his opponents have shot a combined 0 takedowns against him. That is going to change on Saturday. Mac and Cheese is going to maul him on the ground, and he's going to finish him. I think he grabs a sub after probably 3 rounds of just tiring him out and grappling him. Lance is going to hate it. He might fall asleep.
I don't plan on watching
That's going to be how it goes. That doesn't surprise me.
I mean, the
fact that mac and cheese. Go ahead.
The fact that Makhachev wants a title fight is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life. Imagine be like, yeah, I want Bronx. That's an easy fight. And your plan is to shoot into his guard.
Well, he's trying to extend Bronx's record for submissions in the UFC.
That seems like the easiest fight possible for Bronx.
Are we gonna get like another really good number on Bronx?
We will.
Because people love this guy.
No, because you got to think what's going to happen before that fight. Bronx is going to put Justin Gaethje 6 feet under.
No, but he's going to get clipped at one point in that fight. People are going to be like, well, if Gaethje can clip him, the Khabib can clip him.
Well, and then they'll say that, man, the wrestling's just so good. It's Khabib like wrestling.
What happens in that fight? Yeah. He's going to be so pumped up. He's going to grapple him. This is going to be what Khabib would have done to him, and we're going to get an awesome. It's going to be sweet. Yeah, I got mac and cheese and green doesn't go to decision in that Tsarukyan parlay to minus 116.
Wes?
Yeah, I think when this fight was announced, when we was doing the show, I was talking about maybe taking a little shot on Bobby Green if it got like a decent number, and it's big. It is a big number, but man, this is just a bad matchup for Bobby here, and I don't know, man. Like, do we think that this dude that couldn't finish a half-eaten fucking sub fucking is gonna definitely get a finish here? Like, him by decision is plus 300. I don't know. I think if I bet this fight, I haven't bet it and wasn't thinking about it, but if I do, I might take a little of him by decision at plus 300, and just pray Bobby Green stays in there and doesn't quit on me. Who knows?
5 rounds is a long time.
It is. But I mean, we're talking about a guy that literally gets. He couldn't finish shit, man. This guy, he probably.
He just finished the last 3 fighters.
Man,
yeah, sure he did.
Brad.
Okay, first of all, the Dan Hooker fight. I've never seen somebody try to defend a Kimura less than Dan Hooker did in that fight. Like, he had every opportunity to try and not get submitted in that fight. He was like, no, I'm just here for a paycheck. I'm going to get out of here as fast as I can. I don't give a fuck. I wasn't going to beat this guy anyway, which is strange because I thought if he landed a punch or a knee or anything, he could have beaten the guy, but he chose not to. All that to say that Mac and Cheese got knocked out by a guy who wasn't really a big knockout artist back in the day, and I will never trust him ever. But he's probably going to win this fight because he's fighting Bobby Green. And Bobby Green couldn't bust a grape in a food fight, so to speak. So, I mean, if you want to get crazy in this fight, I see a Bobby Green in round 1 at plus 3,500, or a Bobby Green round 1 TKO at plus 3,900. And like maybe he lands the right shot because the guy's done it before and that guy was on about the same level as Bobby Green. If not, there's going to be a bunch of takedowns, a bunch of boring. Bobby Green's actually very difficult to submit. And I don't think that Mac and Cheese has this great submission game. So I'm probably going to play some overs in this fight. I don't hate the Mac and Cheese decision prop around plus 300, but I'm probably going to be looking at the over 2.5 at plus 110, just because of the short notice and everything like that. I think that's just a nice little play that's going to cash quite easily.
I like that.
I hate this fight so much that I might bet the over 2.5. That's
yes. Love it.
Come on, one
Is
time.
this the one that's going to do it?
I mean, that's a stupid line. I know I'm not a big Bobby Green guy because he hits like my 5-year-old and he'd rather talk shit than win a fight. But the dude's fucking tough, and he does not seem like the kind of guy who's going to give up like Dan Hooker did. And Bobby Green's actually good defensively on the ground. Like, he has good submission defense. He makes the right moves. He's not this jiu-jitsu wizard or anything like that. But Bobby, he knows how to get out of positions. He knows how to survive. And I think he's going to be able to survive. And before you even said that, Brad, I was looking at that line. It was plus 110 over 2.5. And that's not really my bag there. But that seems off versus a boring Russian and a really tough guy that's hard to finish. So I actually kind of like the over in that one. So you might have – the last time I bet an over, it was –
Pop that cherry, Lance.
Way back yonder when we used to walk uphill to school both ways. And
God, who was it?
No
I want to
shoes.
say it was – okay, I just looked up. I remember. The last over I bet was Sam Stout versus James Krause.
How'd that work out?
What year was that?
2013.
Oh,
How did you look that up so quickly?
Because I remember it included James Krause, and I was like, who was it? And I was like, I think it was Sammy Stout. And then I looked it up. I don't even remember if it won. It was a third-round finish. I don't remember what the total was.
It definitely would have won because it finished at 447. Of the
yeah,
third
you
round.
cashed that.
Boom.
I never bet it.
Nailed it. Lance is going to be 2-0 all
Retired
time.
undefeated.
Yeah, so I like that. I don't know how it just seems like a good bet, doesn't it?
Right?
Yes.
Bet it, Lance.
I
I
like
need
it
that
over.
juju to cash this. Doesn't go.
Plus money on a boring Russian to be
Yeah.
boring against a guy who is very difficult to finish.
Yeah. Maybe it's even the Donnie Donowitz.
Oh,
You know, with the war starting up. It makes sense. All right. Well, I appreciate it. very, very active chat today. So I appreciate everyone that was listening live. If you're not listening live, which most people don't, still thank you for listening, but the chat's fun. Yeah, and good luck.
Subscribe and like and those things.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
we never say that.
Yeah, we've never said it on Twitter. We've never said it on the podcast. If you want to listen. We appreciate it. We do this for fun. We're not trying to like a lot of the poor people are like, oh my god, if I get another subscriber, I make $1.75 this month. That's not what we're here for. We just have fun. Something we've been doing for a while. We enjoy it. So I really appreciate everyone listening. Though we will be back next week to cover a good card right before me and Wes head off to Vegas, and I'm going to have a crazy 6 days of Vegas and Scottsdale, and I might die, but we'll see what we can do there. So good card next week. So be back next week, and we really appreciate it. Have a good week.